Welcome, Flip Clock fans. We're going to take a closer look at this Copal Model 801. Upon the request of someone, they were wanting to look at that motor in particular because they found a clock that does not have the motor, and they want to know how in the world you would find out what motor that was, if there were some markings on it or specifications that you could tell what motor that was or how to replace it. Now, the short answer to that is, I don't know. So I have looked at flip clocks that happen to be around the studio here. You know, the Copal Model 101, the Copal 227, and the Copal 701. They are not matches. But if you look closer, the thing that sticks out is the pretty bulky gearbox here. So if you're looking for a motor to possibly replace it, the main thing you've got to look at is the gearbox and where the gear comes out to activate the mechanism and what that gear looks like. So you may be able to see there it is in this case it is a plastic gear. It is a fairly large plastic gear. And in this case you would look at, if you were going to try to replace it, you would have to, well, basically take some clocks apart and see what you got. To me, it kind of resembles one of the mechanisms you'd see in like a Panasonic flip clock radio, as far as the size there of the gearbox. But that's not as important as what we're going to talk about here. So you look at this motor. It's a Copal 2, of course. You look at the orientation of the holes for the bolts there. But then you turn that over, and in relation to those holes, you look where the gear comes out at. That's going to vary from motor to motor. You would count the number of gears that are on this to be able to make a replacement. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. So it's 10 gear. It's 10 gears here. Not 10 gears. You know what I'm saying. 10 posts here. Plastic. You look at the orientation. This doesn't matter so much. It's basically the orientation of the holes to this gear. And I'm sorry, I don't know what clock would match that. Maybe there isn't a match. Maybe this is specific to this clock. And so if this looks familiar to anyone, you could let us know. That would be great. It would be wonderful if there was one clock out there that is using the same thing that's not as expensive as one of these would be. Well, there it is. Hope this helps someone. Thanks for taking the time.